She was like looking at me like shocked, like, how she know I called him? I said, did you call my man? Did you call my man? And she was like, I ain't call nobody. I said, I'm gonna ask you one more. Boy, I was something else. I said, I'm gonna ask you one more time. Did you call my man? Did you call my man?
You know what I'm talking about, babe? Yeah. Now it's time for me to...
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, just like I told y'all, and I promised y'all, it's gonna be a fight story. Because I have a list of stories that I want to tell you guys. But this one, I'm all happy and shit. If you haven't watched my previous videos, please go watch my other videos and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And yeah, welcome if you already are here and you new, not new. What is that? You true to this, not new to this. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yes. Period. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and sticking it out with me and going on this journey with me. I got some other stuff that I want to do, but first I want to see if this is some things that y'all might want from me. So I'm gonna leave I'm gonna do a poll in probably the next few days. I don't know when, but it's gonna be a few days because summertime coming up and I got a lot of stuff going on in the summer. And I want to know if y'all want to see me while I'm doing this stuff. A lot of things with my friends, a lot of parties, a lot of girl shit, we finna be outside. So if y'all want to see, I'm gonna do a poll. If y'all want to see it, then vote on my poll. By the time you see this video, the poll should be up. Go vote and let me know if you want to or you don't. Anyway, you clicked on this video. Oh wait, hold on, I forgot to say my little thing. Get your snack. I'm drinking some coffee still. I digress. You came here for this fight video, so let me go and tell y'all. Okay, so your girl was finna fight the other woman. I would never I'm 38 years old, baby. I ain't doing that no more. No, you can have him, have all of him. I ain't got time. I'm not finna be doing all that. You wanna go back and forth? You gonna go back and forth by yourself. Because the only person that I owe anything to is the person I'm with, and that's the nigga. That ain't not you. I don't owe you nothing. You don't owe me shit. The person who we should be going after is him because he the one. He the one. Y'all see me with this brush? He the one. Anyway, I was young, girl. I was young. I said girl, but girls and guys watch my shit. So I'm going to say, y'all, I was young. I was 19. No. I was 18, about to be 19, because I'm like, it was before my birthday. So I was 18 years old. And at the time, me and my boyfriend, we worked together. And when we worked together, a lot of women, a lot of girls, a lot of young ladies like my boyfriend a lot. So I would always be catching him in bullshit. And if I was a lot mature, which you're not mature at 18, and no offense to the 18-year-olds, but you got a lot of growing to do, a lot of maturing to do, a lot of things that when you get to my age, you're gonna look back and be like, why the fuck did I do that? Why did I do that? And we are only 4 minutes in this thing and I'm already cussing. Let me stop. I'm gonna get 10 minutes in and then I'll cuss. And if you don't like cussing, click off the video, cause she cusses. Period. But anyway, okay, so I go to work this day, and this was back in the day. This was back when people did not have phones. Like, I had a cell phone, but I could count on like one hand how many people had a cell phone, and it wasn't even 5 that I knew had cell phones back then. It was a few. This was when people had house phones. I'm gonna tell y'all, this is how freaking crazy your girl is. This how throw your girl is. Your girl kind of like, she a little throw when it comes to a man. When it comes to my nigga, let's just go on in there. We finna just jump all the way out there. Your girl do wild shit for a nigga. Buck a bitch in the head for the bitch. Hey. Okay, let me see. Especially when I was younger. Now, not so much. But back then, yes. I don't tolerate disrespect though. Let's be clear. And this whole disrespecting me. Okay. So this girl, he had a little thing for her anyway, because previously, before this, like month before this, we ended up breaking up, and it wasn't me. He broke up with me. Let's be clear. He broke up with me to mess with her because I kept catching him in like predicaments with this one girl. And we gonna call this girl, we gonna call her Judy, like Judge Judy, because Judge Judy is not a pretty face, and this hoe wasn't a pretty face, so we gonna call her Judy. So Judy and my boyfriend at the time, I would catch them in like little predicaments. Like I would come and like at our job, I could go up a stairs and I could look over into the store because we worked at a grocery store. So I could look over the balcony of the store and I could see like what everybody doing. I could see the whole cash register. I could see the whole back of the store. I could see all the way to the warehouse. I could see that shit. You can see the whole store from up there. So sometimes I come early and I go up there, my little sneaky self, and I'll just be like, let me see if I can see him out here like doing something. So I go, and sometimes I see him and she be in his face. I mean, clearly he liked it because he was in her face too. So I see them, and then I would confront him, like, why she in your face? Why y'all talking? What you talking about with her? And he'd be like, huh, like, do y'all do? Leave a comment down below if your guy laughs when you serious about some shit, and then they be like laughing like, oh, it's not that serious, like you're blowing it out of proportion, like. But when it come to your ass and you do some, and they see you, it's the end of the motherfucking world. It's the end of the world, right? Okay. But for them, it's, oh, you need to relax. It's not that serious. It's, oh, and they laugh and shit and think it's funny, but it ain't nothing funny about this shit, especially when you serious. It ain't nothing funny. Taking me back, but let me go. Let me digress. Let me go and finish the story. So I would see them. So I would confront him and I would say stuff to him or whatever. And he'd just be trying to blow it off like it ain't nothing. Oh, whatever. We just talking, all that shit. So I'm over here rolling my eyes and shit because this shit pissing me off right now. But anyway, so this one day, so we fast forward. Okay, he broke up with me, like I told y'all, because we're going back. He broke up with me and he ended up really dating her. They were boyfriend, girlfriend. But the thing about it, this was his girlfriend, right? He would throw it in my face. He would drive past where I'm at. Like what he had, like, if you're not from the South, you're not from the South. And I'm Texas, really. You don't know what bang is. That's when they got like a system in their car, like, and the shit loud, like they got these big speakers and it's really loud. He had that in his truck. He had bang in his truck, and he used to turn that shit up loud, and like you could hear that shit from a long way. He would drive around so where I could see him, have all the windows down, and I see her in the front seat. And I knew they was together. I knew they was, because he broke up with me to go with her. So I was like, okay, I wasn't tripping. I was like, I already knew. I would catch him all the time. Let me sip on this. I would catch you. So I already knew. Wasn't nothing I ain't know. I knew. Of course, I was pissed, but I wasn't tripping. I wasn't even tripping. Cool. Okay. Fast forward months later, he ends up trying to go back and be with me. And my dumb ass took him back. So, as we all do, leave a comment if you took a nigga back after some fuck shit. Yes, you have. Don't lie to yourself, sis. I know you have. But if you haven't, okay, kudos to you, because you're a strong one. But yeah, when you young and dumb, you make the mistakes. You make them. Okay, so I took him back. And when I took him back, I didn't know that he still talking to her. I should have known, but I didn't. You know, you be trying to like trust people. I'm a Scorpio, y'all. So like, you don't know about that, like look it up. Like when we love people, we like really be like in that shit. Like it be deep, man. It be like we'll fuck a nigga up or fuck somebody up over the person who we into. And when we love, like we trust, we put our all into it. And then when you do us bad, like it could get bad. It could get bad if you're not an evolved Scorpio. Let's say I ain't gonna get into all of that, but just look that shit up. Like if you're not evolved, like where you can kind of control yourself, your emotions, and the way that you handle situations, then you'll let that shit just fucking go, because karma will get you back. It will. It will. If you don't believe in it, oh well. Just look at your situations. But okay, we're gonna talk about that. All right. So he got back with me, right? And he was still talking to her. And this is the day we get into the fight, me and the girl. I'm on my lunch break and I had 2 people that I was gonna eat with. We're gonna call the person who stopped me from fighting him. His name is Nick. We're gonna call him Nick. And then V. You know, I talked about V in other videos. If you haven't watched my other videos, you need to go watch my other videos. But I talked about V in some other videos. Okay, so V and Nick, I was supposed to eat with them on my break. So I came into this, we had this little area like where it's like a reception desk and like a security desk and a bench. And the reception desk had like a phone on the table. And this is back in the day. If y'all don't know, I might insert a picture of how phones was. This was a phone that you had to pick up the phone and then, you know, younger people don't know about them old school phones. But anyway, let's keep going because the phone has a point. Okay, I'm on a break. I'm sitting on a bench and I'm waiting for them to finish whatever work they got to do so they can come on so we go get our food or whatever. So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting. And Judy, did I call her Judy? Yeah, I called her Judy, for Judge Judy. Judy walked her funky ass up in here, walked through the door, because she was a cashier. So she walked, and I wasn't a cashier, I was a stalker. I worked in the back. She worked in the front. So she come walk her little funky ass up in there. And she come walk in and she look at me, but she looked and then she just turned her head and she walked to walk outside. So she walked to walk outside. And she walked outside the door. She goes outside the door and then she walk out the door and then she out there for like 2 minutes. I don't know if in her mind, clicked in her mind, like, let me fuck with this girl. Like, and I say fuck with a girl, she fucking with me. Like, let me fuck with this girl. So she goes and she walks back inside, right? She goes to the receptionist desk. The receptionist is inside the desk and she talking to her, saying like little stuff to her, whatever. And then she picks the phone up. This is why I'm telling y'all that your girl, I used to be doing some stuff. I used to break into phones. I used to break into MySpace. I used to break into email accounts. I used to do all kind of shit. I wouldn't do that no more, but I used to do that. Like, they should hire me because I'll figure it out. I'll crack the code. But anyway, she picks the phone up, right? Oh, no. Listen, I told y'all it was the phone with the number. No, this was the phone with the numbers on the phone part. You pick it up and put on your ear. But the bottom had the numbers on it. Because I'm like, that's not, no. She didn't pick it up and go like this. She picked it up and tapped like this. Okay, I'm going to insert a picture of the phone. Anyway, because I want y'all to know. Because this is why I'm telling y'all, like, I was throwed a little bit. Because and I won't even say I'm throwed. I just will watch. Very observant when it comes to fuck shit. I'm paying attention. I'm taking mental notes. I'm watching your movements. I'm seeing what you're doing. I am watching, and I'm still this way today. I watch everything that you do when you're mine. I'm paying attention to what you're doing. I am paying attention. Don't think that I'm not watching you. I am watching you, sir. But okay. She gets the phone, right? Picks the phone up and puts the phone to her ear and takes her finger and she starts dialing his number. Now, I know y'all like, how the hell did you know it was him? Let me tell y'all this. You know when you memorize a number, right? This is why this can't, like, the day and age we live in now, people get caught by phones all the time because now you can save messages, text thread, FaceTimes, all the social media shit, snaps and all that other shit. You get caught that way. But back then, you had to memorize phone numbers back in the day. Leave a comment below if you knew a whole bunch of numbers by memory. I know you did. For all my 80s babies, the early 90s, but the 80s babies and up, y'all know what I'm talking about. But okay, she picked the phone up and put it on her ear and she dialed it like this, y'all. 281-568, because I don't remember the rest because that was long, but I do remember those was the first of the things. She dialed that shit there. And I watched her hands The thing is flat on the receptionist desk. I watched her do like this. His number. I watched her. I can't see it. I just watched her fingers move it. Hello? What are you doing? All I hear is him. What the fuck are you calling me for? I can hear it. It's loud. What the fuck you calling me for? Why you calling me? What do you want? Like, I hear him screaming this in the phone. She's trying to play it cool, like, you know, what you doing? What's going on? Da 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 da. Like, da. Oh. And then he hung up in her face, and then she was like, bye. But he already hung up the phone because I heard it. We the only two up in there. I could hear it. I pick up my cell phone because this hoe ain't even got no cell phone. I pick up my cell phone. I call him. I said, hey, did she just call you? Now she's standing right there. She gets up after he hung up in her face. She gets up and she walks out the door. But I already was picking my phone up to call him. I'm like, hey, did she call you? He's like, who? I said, Judy. Did she call you? He was like, yeah, how you know? I said, she in front of me. She was just right here standing in front of me. He was like, she was standing in front of you. I was like, she was standing in front of me at the receptionist desk. I'm waiting for Nick and V because I'm finna go to lunch. He wasn't there. He was at home. He was off. So I'm like, what's she calling you for? He was like, I don't know. I told her what the fuck she want. I said, I heard you. I could hear it. I could hear the conversation. I could hear it. He was like, I said, all I'm gonna ask you right now is, do you want me to handle this? I swear to God, this was my exact words. I said, do you want me to handle this? That Scorpio shit. He was like, do what you gotta do. Baby, that's all you gotta say. 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 You can't get mad for what I do next. You can't get mad at me. You told me it's a go. That's what I heard. It's a go. Baby, she walked in the motherfucking door. I jumped up. I said, did you call my nigga? Well, I ain't say nigga. I said my man. I said, did you call my man? She was like looking at me like shocked, like, how she know I called him? I said, did you call my man? Did you call my man? And she was like, I ain't call nobody. I said, I'm going to ask you one more. Boy, I was something else. I said, I'm going to ask you one more time. Did you call my man? Did you call my man? She was like, before she could even get the words out, before the words could come out to say if she did or not, I didn't even give her a chance. Baby, I lunged fist. Now, I can't even ball my fist up because I got these goddamn nails on. But I balled that motherfucking fist up and I just lunged to punch her in the motherfucking face. I just lunged to punch her in the face, y'all. I didn't care. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that job. That was all. Fuck the job. Fuck the job. Fuck these people. I don't give a fuck. I go to jail. All that shit went out. My mind wasn't thinking about nothing else but to beat this hoe up. So I lunged at her to hit her. And motherfucking Nick grabbed me and was like screaming, Joe, because they call me Joe. Joe, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like, he grabbed my arm, like my hand. He grabbed me up. He picked me up and shit. He picked me up. I'm told you how big I am. Like, at the time, I wasn't that big. I was tall, though. I was still 5'10" at that time. But I wasn't as big as I am now. I was a lot skinnier than that. But it didn't matter. He picked me up and was bear hugging me. And he had, I don't know how the hell he did this shit, but he had one arm. I don't know if he grabbed me like this. I don't know. But he grabbed me and was screaming like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. No. And took me and picked my ass up and took me up the stairs. This is a lot of goddamn stairs. That's a strong ass boy. He picked me up and took my ass away. And she was screaming like I didn't hit her. I didn't even touch her. I was going to touch her. I didn't get a chance. I was hot, boy. I will tell you, I was so goddamn hot. You ever been so mad? You want to fight somebody so bad and they stop you from fighting them and you just want to beat the person up that touched you? Y'all ever felt? Comment down below if you ever had that type of feeling. That's the type of feeling I had. I was hot. Throw some cold water on me and I was hot. You hear me? I go upstairs and I'm pacing, I'm clutching my hand, and I'm like, fuck that bitch, I'm gonna beat her up, I'm gonna follow this bitch, I'm gonna whoop her ass, I'm gonna do this. They took her away, told her to go home. She left. They told me to go after, like, she left, I guess when they made sure that she left, because I told them I was gonna follow that bitch. I was about to follow this bitch, I'm gonna beat her up, I'm gonna fuck her up at her house. I was talking all that. I'm gonna beat her up, I'm gonna follow this bitch home, I'm gonna beat her up where she live at, I'm gonna fuck her up. That's how mad I was. Cause she know she know I'm with him. So you disrespecting me. You disrespectful. Like it's one thing to say, okay, I don't know that they together. That I didn't know. But when you know and you still doing that shit, and then he telling you like, what the fuck do you want? And you still doing it, it's time for me to step in. It's time for me to step in. That's the type of nigga that's the type of person I am. This is the type of person I am. If you don't handle her, I'm going to handle her. That's the type of person I am. So they let her go home. And then they get to asking me what happened. I don't want to talk to nobody. You need to let me touch her. I don't want to talk. It ain't no talking. So the receptionist, she down there saying whatever the fuck she's saying. And I'm like, I'm finna go. So they were like, go home and we'll talk to you about this tomorrow. So I told y'all he was off, right? So his supervisor called him. I left, right? Because it wasn't no talking for me. I didn't want to talk about nothing. I wanted to touch her, and they wouldn't let me do it. V asked me what happened because she came running up in there, and if she would have been there, she would have been fighting with her too. Because that's just how we was. If somebody fuck with her, me, we it's on. That's the type of friendship we have. So we would fight. I remember one time she kicked that food truck. She kicked his truck. Kicked that shit hard too. But anyway, so I'm walking to his house. I'm going to him. And he lived like maybe like a 20-minute walk to his house. So I'm walking. And I just see fucking red. I'm walking. I'm mad than a motherfucker. I'm pissed. He off. I didn't know they called him, but apparently they called him to come in to write a statement or whatever because this whole debacle was behind his ass. So he comes and I see his truck drive by. I see him drive by with his car, and he drove by, but he ain't see me. He was flying down the road. He gets there, whatever, and I walk all the way to his house, and I just sat on the stairs and I waited. I don't know how long. I probably was sitting there for an hour before the time he came back because he didn't have a cell phone, so it wasn't no way for me to be like, "Hey, I'm at your house," or nothing like that because he don't have a cell phone. So he pulled up to his house. He pulled up and he see, like, I popped up because I wanted him to see me, but he said he didn't see me sitting there. But okay. I was sitting there and I jump up and I walk to his car or whatever, and I'm like, he's like, you was finna fight at work. He's like, you finna fight her at the job, like, you know. He's like, I'm off work and I gotta go up here and write statements and shit because y'all up there about to fight and da-da-da. And he's like, what you gonna fight? Why? For what? I said, you the one told me do whatever I gotta do. I asked you, should I handle it? You said do whatever you want. So I did it. He's like, I ain't tell you to fight her though. I ain't want you to fight. And I'm like, oh well, you should have known I was gonna do something to her because she disrespected me. She shouldn't have been calling you. What the fuck is she calling you for? Why is she still calling? He's like, I don't know why she calling me. I don't know. I told her, what does she want? And I'm like, I heard you. And I said, she was laughing, thinking that shit's funny. I said, she's basically patronizing me, if that's the correct way of saying it. But like, she's bad. Like, what was the purpose of you calling him in order to get a rise out of me? Like, you thought I was gonna sit back and just act like I ain't see that shit, like I'm a weak ass bitch. I ain't nothing weak about me. So she knew. So all in all, I ended up staying over there with him or whatever and talking to him or whatever, and everything between us was cool. But he was like, they probably gonna fire you. And I was like, I don't care. I already knew. I mean, I ain't touch her, so I shouldn't get fired. But I feel like they let me. So y'all, I just said they ended up letting me go because they were like, oh, you had a confrontation at work and that's a threat to her, but I don't even know if they let her go. Honestly, I don't know, because after all of that shit had happened, I didn't even ask what happened with her. Are y'all gonna let her go? I didn't care, because I was already at the point where I didn't care no more. I don't care. Anyway, I don't care. So they ended up letting me go, and they were telling me because basically her safety and this, that, and the other, and those threats that was coming out of my mouth, I was gonna follow her. And I'm like, y'all know I can still follow her, right? I can still come up here and watch her and wait on her and follow her. But I ain't say that to them, but I was just in my mind like, y'all think that just firing me is gonna keep me from doing something? If I want to do something to her, I'll do it. But I didn't do nothing to her. I just let that shit fly. Like, I just didn't care no more. I was like, oh well. I tried to beat her up and I wasn't successful, because motherfuckers want to come in and stop you and pick you up and take you upstairs and get you away and do all this save a whole shit. Like, let me fight her. Let me touch her so she'll leave. She'll know, don't fucking play with me. But they didn't. So anyway, I lost my job, and I was at that job for 3 years, and I was very fucking mad. I was mad, but I also was like, I took accountability, because I knew it was my fault. I basically did it to myself, but I got unemployment and shit, so fuck it. I was making money and I wasn't even working. So I did that. And then we ended up even, I want to say like, not even like a couple months after that, we ended up breaking up again anyway. So that all of that wasn't even worth it. It wasn't even worth it. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you go back and you get older and you look back at the shit you do and you be like, why did I do that dumb shit? Like, clearly he needed to be single so he could just go do whatever he wanted to do. But you know, when you young and you want to be with somebody, you just like, I love you, I want you, I want to be with you, I want you, like, just want me. And they don't want that. They want to do what they want to do. We young. They young. Like he want to go do whatever. And if I was how I am now, I would have just been like, cool, let's do what you gonna do, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and then we'll see if it happens. But that ain't what happened. So like I said, we ended up breaking up, and then like I want to say like 8 months later, we ended up getting back together, because we was broke up for a while. Because that happened before my birthday, and then I don't think we started talking back to each other till the next year in June. We started talking back to each other again. But yeah, that's what had happened. So yeah, man, I tried to fight her. I tried. I wanted her head, but that just wasn't finna happen. You know, it's a learning lesson. Don't be out here fighting over no man. That's what I want y'all to take away from this. Don't do it, man. It ain't even worth it. Like I said, like that I'm at the age now, like, you can have him. Have him. I don't need it. I'm on a journey of peace. I just want to be out here, you know, peaceful. I don't want no chaos. I don't want no negative energy. I want good vibes. I want good, you know, I want somebody that want all of this, don't have no time, no worries for nobody else, because I'm just too much. That's the type of energy I want to attract. So knowing what I know now, like, I'm not gonna do it. But if you had something similar happen to you in your life, leave a comment down below and let me know what happened. Let me know if you slapped a bitch. Let me know if they stopped you from slapping her. Let me know how old you was too. I want to know how old you were when this happened to you. Just leave a comment and let me know what's going on. Let's have this discussion. Also, if you see my poll up, let me know what y'all want to do in the poll, like vote on my poll. And also, if you want to follow me on my Snapchat, leave your snap, and then I'll know it's you. So like, if you want me to follow you on your Snapchat, leave your snap in the comments, and then hit so I could check, because I ain't letting anybody just follow me on Snap. So I need to know that you're a subscriber, and then I'll accept your snap so we can be following each other. Because yes. And that's all I want to say, guys. I like y'all. I like y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for doing this thing with your girl. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your weekend, because I'm gonna try to upload this quick. And yeah, I see y'all in my next upload. Till then, bye.